And we're live. Well, welcome to another episode of the Spurs Rewind. I'm Joe Garcia, and I'm going to be joined here by my counterparts. We're going to be joined by the lovely Vicky Vic. How are you doing, Vicky?
I'm doing well. How are you?
And we're also going to be joined by our good friend here, Josh Paredes. Which
I thought you were going to say
you're
lovely too.
No, you're not lovely. You want me to say the very dapper Josh Paredes?
That's fine. I'll take that. I'm good to be here again, of course.
Yeah, and I was gonna say he's also wearing. Well, I guess you could be lovely because you're wearing your shirt here, the San Antonio Spurs shirt.
I am, yes, newly arrived thanks to Dakota. I got some of these. I'll talk about it later, but I have some for the upcoming party. So
it still has the new T-shirt smell, I assume.
It does, yeah. It smells nice.
There you go. I look forward to checking it out on Saturday and seeing what you got going on over there.
I got one saved for you, man.
Yeah. Thank you. So we're gonna go ahead and dive in here. We got some things to talk about, and one of those is gonna be Becky Hammon. We're gonna talk about the one and only Becky Hammon, who had her jersey retired earlier by the Las Vegas Aces. It happened, I believe, earlier this week, and it was a great moment for Becky. You know, it kind of makes me wish we still had the Stars here. You know, that would have been great to see Becky's name raised to the rafters so it can go ahead and be up there with the greats, you know, such as Manu and, you know, Tim Duncan, Tony Parker.
Well, her jersey was retired here, so I was confused about that. I was a little confused.
Did they retire her jersey here?
I was there.
You were there for that. Well, they went ahead and retired it again.
She unveiled it herself.
Yep.
Well, then I guess they retired it again over there with the Las Vegas Aces.
I was a little curious about that too. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was wondering if they're going to take down the one because they still had it up there after the Aces.
I don't know. That's a good question. What would they do with it?
I don't know. I wonder if they still have it or if it's going to be taken down or
if they're going to take it down, you're going to take it, Vicky?
I would. It's probably as big as like my house, but
right, the whole wall.
Right. Yeah.
Vicky's like, I'll get some thumbtacks and put it up.
Yeah, it'll be my wallpaper.
There you go. Hey, that could be your backdrop.
Becky Hammon, remember?
Yeah,
Vicky Hammon. I forgot about that. Thanks for reminding me about that. We're still waiting for you to change your handle to Vicky Hammon.
I gotta make my parody account.
Yeah, well, it's now that we're talking about it, it just seems a little weird now that the Vegas Aces retired Becky Hammon's jersey, even though it had already been retired the first time. So that's, I don't know, that's strange to me. How can you retire a jersey twice, you know?
I don't know. I was trying to think about like other teams that have moved and do they take those players? I don't know. I've never really known what they do with that. I guess if the Spurs ever were to move, would they take all of the Spurs players' jerseys wherever they go?
I don't know what they would do. Would they just leave them up there at the AT&T
It's all
Center?
Hypothetical, but yeah, I know. It's so interesting to me, but I'm super happy for her. I'm really happy they're honoring her there. I mean, I guess because now officially she's, one of the top WNBA players of all time. But obviously she should have been recognized as being one of the trailblazers for the franchise, which is now the Aces. But, she was huge for the Stars. So I'm really glad. I'm glad they're recognizing her.
For the couple years that she played here, she was big time for us.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you know what? I'm looking here that she's part of the New York Liberty Ring of Honor, too. So it's like, every team she's been, she's getting recognition for. So that's pretty cool.
Well, rightfully so, she should, because she was undrafted. She made a name for herself in the WNBA, and that's being an undrafted player. So If she can do it, anybody can. It just depends on how bad you want it. So kudos to Becky, man. Yeah.
There you go, Bryn. You can do it too.
Now we just need to get that soundbite. If I knew she was going to say that, I would have got the one from
It was pretty clean.
Boy.
We have it on record.
Right? You can do it.
That's going to play every time Bryn makes a 3. It'll just be Becky saying,
"You can do it,"
all calmly.
We are gonna we have the recording now, Vicky. So we're gonna end up getting that.
We'll isolate that.
Yeah. We can sell it. I give you permission to sell it.
Nice. Give you my next shirt.
Right. So remember, when we have the first regular season game, we're gonna use that audio bite, and as soon as Bryn hits the 3, you can do it.
You can do it, Bryn.
We're gonna tag you in it.
We're writing that down.
Right. So we all went ahead and shared our thoughts about the one and only Becky Hammon, and her having her jersey retired a second time. Because who doesn't like to have it retired more than once, But I was looking at the pictures too, so I'm going to show some of the pictures before we kind of move on here, because I wanted everybody to see what I was looking at. Oh, great. I didn't. Well, I guess the thing didn't work this time.
You didn't have them queued up?
I haven't queued it up, so we can't see no pictures today. Oh, well.
Let's go to Twitter.
You can see it via Twitter. But it was cute. She had her, it looks like she had her nephews with her, and she was just taking some pictures, in front of her framed jersey there on the Las Vegas Aces floor, which is great. She's all about family, and she looks like she's always hanging out with her nephews. No matter where she goes, she's always taking them with her, so good for her. So as we go ahead and move on to our next subject here, we are going to go ahead and talk about one thing that really happened that really excited me, and that was the G League actually named its first Latin America team, and they're going to be named the Mexico City Capitanes. And it looks like, because of, I guess, the COVID protocols and whatnot, they were supposed to play their games over in Mexico City, but because of COVID, they're going to go ahead and play their games here in the States. So I thought that was pretty cool. The first Latin American team, the Capitans. So what did you think about that, Josh?
Wait, did they say do they have a venue for an actual city they're going to be play for their home games, or?
I haven't heard about that yet. I just know that from the latest word that I heard is they're going to have their games played here in the States. Now, where are they going to play them? I don't know. Yeah.
But that might still need to come out. But I mean, either way, it's awesome. I like that. Mexico City is being represented, and I feel like it works to their advantage in more ways than one. That it's they have to play here, because I still remember when the Spurs were supposed to play one game there a few years ago, and then the whole arena got caught on fire or something. It was like smoke. Too much smoke everywhere.
I think it was an electrical fire. I think it was their AC unit or something caught on fire, and they had to evacuate everybody.
Yeah, that wasn't great, because it was the one time they were going to be in Mexico City, and it was a big deal. And tons of Spurs fans down there, obviously. Right. I'm sure they've gotten things together since then, but better to be safe. And I'm looking forward to that. I'll be rooting for them. Capitanes. It's a cool name. It's a cool idea that they're going international more, and I'm looking forward to rooting for them.
I wonder what their logo is going to look like. I can't wait for them to kind of reveal all that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, they haven't really said a lot, right? Or their sponsor, Corona or something. I don't know. Dos Equis.
Corona, Dos Equis, Modelo.
Modelo. Yeah, there's a lot. They can go a lot of places with that, but it's going to be cool.
Yeah, and their first coach. Cool. They haven't even named their first coach. It could be Becky Hammon here. So.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's right.
So what'd you think, Vicky? The first Latin America team. I mean, what does that mean to you, being a Latina?
That's cool. It's exciting. I think that I wish it was an NBA team, but I think it's trending in the right direction, so that, they can kind of test this out, see how it works with the traveling situations and everything. It's going to be long flights for them now they're not having to play there, but whenever they do eventually play in Mexico City, it's going to be pretty far to get all the way up to, I guess, which G League teams. There's some in
sure.
Toronto.
In the north, yeah.
It's going to be pretty far for them, but I think it's super cool, super exciting. Just, I can't wait to see all of the Mexican fans, getting really into it, because they don't really have much in terms of basketball right now over there. So this will be something that can get them sort of more into basketball, and then hopefully NBA can expand as well.
Yeah, and speaking of the G League, the Austin Spurs just released their schedule for the 2021-2022 season. I thought that was also, a perfect segue here as we're talking about the Capitanes, talking about the Austin Spurs. And it looks like they're going to wind up kicking off their season at Rio Grande Valley on November the 5th at 7:30 p.m. And they play back-to-back games against the Capitanes on the 14th and the 18th.
Wow.
So
it's a cool opening week. That new team, they're going to be able to see them twice. That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I was like, hey, and it's a weird thing because they play Rio Grande Valley, right? Start the season. They play the Capitanes on the 14th and the 18th. And then again, they face Rio Grande Valley on the 24th. Talk about Groundhog Day,
Mm-hmm.
That's so weird. I wonder why the schedule is like that.
I don't know. And then it gets weirder because then you're looking, okay, I guess this is like their preseason or whatever, their showcase cup is what they have, right?
Okay.
So I guess they're playing the Texas teams or something.
Oh,
So
I guess it's all
that's
like
why
regional.
they're playing them, bunched up like that. Because then they play but they also play Memphis twice. They play Greensboro twice. Then it says at Texas, at
Lakeland,
they're
kind of all grouped together.
Yeah, it's just strange,
There must be some sort of like protocol right now.
Yeah, probably because of COVID. But it looks like the regular season actually kicks off on December the 28th against Texas. They're going to start the tip off at 7:30 p.m. So good on the Austin Spurs. Maybe I can actually catch a game or two if they allow fans in the stands, and maybe get some Austin grub or something over there. So I look forward to trying to make a little day trip out of it, especially if it's on a Friday night or something. It's not bad. It's not a bad venue.
I found out where the Capitanes will play home games. It's going to be in Fort Worth.
Ah, okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, during the Showcase Cup, which is like the first, handful of games before hosting regular season games in other G League cities across the U.S. So I guess for like the first bit, they're going to be in Fort Worth, and then they're going to be kind of like what the Raptors did, finding a different home, but then also just playing road games and then playing different home games. So yeah, that's what happens. Cool. Yeah, still cool.
Yeah, maybe we should all see if we can go to one of these games if it's on like a Friday or Saturday, just to check out some of the the rookies and our prospects, because I mean they're going to be over there. Our rookies are going to be playing over there.
That's true.
Then we can get a first look and see if Primo gets any time out there on the court, which I'm sure he will.
Yeah,
Wieskamp as well.
Yeah, I'm hoping ESPN Plus has those.
Yeah, some of those games
make that subscription worth it.
Right?
They did have them last year, I think.
Yeah, I mean, and I already have it just because it's part of. I need it for articles and stuff, and so, but I'm just not really using it that often.
Well, I have it because it's part of the Disney bundle that I have with Hulu and ESPN Plus and all that. So I get my money's
SAFC.
Worth. Yes.
Oh yeah, SAFC plays there too.
I think they're playing right now, actually.
Yep.
Or very soon.
Yep. So we're gonna go ahead and also talk about Derrick White here. Derrick White just recently named the toughest opponents he's faced in a recent AMA with Bleacher Report. And Derrick White had a lot to say. It's a really interesting AMA, and I believe he named some of the toughest players that he's ever gone against was Harden. He named Dame, KD were in his top 3. Steph is up there too. He says they're shooting from half court. It's ridiculous. Yeah, it kind of is ridiculous.
Not wrong.
And it's hard to guard them, but it doesn't really surprise me that he named these particular players as one of the toughest opponents that he's ever gone against. Anything else interesting that you all saw from that Bleacher Report AMA? We'll start with you, Becky.
Yeah, I like that he said he's working on his 3. He was already, one of the Spurs top go-to guys for 3s anyway. So if he can come out and show he's a little more consistent, even more consistent, be our specialist, our 3-point specialist. I think that'd be awesome. Also, I just like seeing, I know I always think this way with a lot of the Spurs. Some of them just seem so quiet. Like he seems like one of those really quiet players, and seeing this, like seeing his music that he listens to before the games, really cool. Just good to get a good new insight on him, because I feel like he's one of those Tim Duncan type players that we don't get to know a lot about.
Yeah, are you a fan of any of his pregame jams? You like J. Cole? You like Drake?
No, actually, I don't. I don't really know much of their music, but I think it's cool. I like learning what people like, what kind of music, because then I think it kind of tells you a little bit about them.
Well, speaking of music that people like, what music do you like, Vicky? We don't even know.
Oh gosh, I've been really into Muse lately.
Oh,
Oh
okay.
I
man,
like, yeah,
she
so
just named my
like,
favorite.
oh nice.
I think I
Yeah,
wore a
I've
Muse
been.
shirt one time. You look back in
I
the
think
archives.
you
I have.
did, and I was like, I like that shirt. I think my husband has it too, the same one.
Oh
I
yeah.
like Muse. I like, like classic rock too, like Queen. Oh gosh,
AC/DC?
Bowie. I don't know about AC/DC.
No, no.
Yeah, his voice is questionable.
Right. And then I mean, I'm into a lot of stuff because I like country too. And Taylor Swift is like my
No,
go-to
no.
when I need her
She
latest
lost me. She
stuff.
had me amused.
Yeah, after Taylor Swift, you lost me. Kind of took a turn.
It's okay though.
I really,
It's good to have a variety. I kind of get
yeah,
bored with my own style, to be honest. I listen to the same
Yeah.
rock stuff all the time, and
really.
sometimes
I'm
I need
sure
to venture out.
Vicky has like Bad Bunny in the mix somewhere.
Oh, God.
Can't do that. I was like,
The reggaeton. I know you listen to that reggaeton stuff. Come on, Vicky.
Oh, Selena, of course.
Of course, Selena.
I'll do that.
So, what about you, Josh? Anything interesting stood out at you here? Sorry.
Wow, there's my cue.
There's your cue.
I did like. Well, he chose. Let's see there. I think somebody asked him a question about elephants versus giraffes. He chose elephants, so there you go. There's something for you. Yeah, especially the baby ones are very cute.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, about his threes, that was the biggest thing, the takeaway I had. Be more consistent and also just shooting more. I actually am working on something very soon that is dropping about how it really is time to just shoot more threes. Um, and the Spurs are notorious for always being in the bottom five. I think for maybe the last at least 6 or 7 years, probably longer in terms of shooting them. But now they reloaded. So and Derrick led them in attempts last year. I hope he can keep doing that. He's one of the few that can kind of shoot it off the dribble and also off screens, just any way spot up. That's the biggest takeaway I had from this. I did like that he kind of opened up about other stuff. He doesn't really like NBA 2K. He talked about the series versus Denver. He says DeRozan is the most skilled player he's played with so far. So a lot of good stuff in there at that Bleacher Report article from him. Hopefully they can do more AMAs with other Spurs in the future, because that'd be cool to learn, little stuff like this.
Yeah, I think one of the things that kind of stood out with me when I was kind of reading the article is him saying, that he was kind of ready for that leadership role, and he kind of felt that the status was changing, and more responsibility in the team increases. And he said, my opinion counts more, is one of the things that he said in this article with the APA, which is the Austria Press Agency, which means that he's kind of embracing that. He's not a rookie or anything like that. He's more of a seasoned vet now because he's been in the league a little bit, and he's going to be able to impart some of that knowledge onto the younger generation. And he even said that he's kind of here for the Spurs project. And I'm glad he's saying that it's a project. It's like, let's not mince words. I mean, this is kind of a new era for the San Antonio Spurs, as we've gone through in the past, as we've talked about on previous episodes as well. This is going to be a new look team, so you need some of your veterans to be a little bit more vocal. And I'm glad that he's noticing that his opinion counts a little bit more so than it would with the second year player. So I respect the fact that he's noticing that about himself. You know. So Vicky, what did you think about this article that came out about Jakob Poeltl embracing the leadership role amongst other players you had said as well in this APA article.
I like to see that sentiment coming from him. I don't know how it's going to play out. I think, it always, with leadership type stuff, we have to wait and see how he's going to take that type of position, that type of role. But I think he's sort of had an opportunity already, being, one of the fewer big men that the Spurs have had, especially last year after the Spurs lost Aldridge. He's already kind of been in that position. I'm looking forward to seeing what he does, if he puts any of that into his style of play. I know he also said in that article something about think about taking it to the rim more or something like that, something about being aggressive at the rim. And I was like, well, that's something everybody's always,
I know you're screaming at your TV all the time, Vicky. Dunk the ball, Jakob.
Yes. I definitely wish he would dunk it. So he says something to that effect that really, kind of sparked my interest. And I was like, I wonder if they're talking to him about this. But yeah, being one of 5 players that have been in the league for 6+ years, I think he's going to have to take that kind of role. And then he also kind of mentions that they don't, there's nothing to lose this year. They've kind of got an open slate. They can do whatever they want, work things out. And like you said, it's a project. So I think that gives him and a lot of the other guys freedom to do things that maybe they felt inhibited to do before. So yeah, it's nice hearing him say this stuff, but I guess we'll wait and see how he actually plays.
Yeah,
once it starts.
Going to be an interesting season to say the least. We do have some vets here mixed in with this young core, so by them acknowledging, like Jakob did, that they are going to start embracing more of that leadership role and kind of being a little bit more vocal with the younger players is something that you want to look forward to. It's the change is coming; it's here already, and the only way that these younger players are going to get better is sometimes you have to have your veterans take you to the side and talk to you or put you in the correct positions. If you fall out of a defensive position or you miss a defensive play, a miscue of some kind, they need to call you out on that because it's only going to get you better. And we just hope that this young core is receptive to that, which I'm sure they will be, and they can learn from their mistakes and only get better as the season, wanes on. So good things to look forward to for the upcoming season. And one of the things that we're going to be talking about as we're bringing this short episode of the Spurs Rewind to a close here, we're going to wind up talking about the Big 3 Day, and that is 9/20/21. How ironic, So it hasn't been made official. Unofficially, it's going to be the Big 3 Day. So the question is, how are you going to celebrate it? How are you going to celebrate it, Josh?
I will make it official in my household. I do have something planned for. I think I'll probably be releasing it the day before Big 3 Days, so people can kind of look at it. I'm going to be. I think it's 7 ways to get drunk while celebrating Big 3 Day. That is going to be on spurn.com. One of those, for example, I had a friend of mine, the same one that I worked on those trick shots with. He came over and helped me come up with like a Spurs related like a party pong game, like beer pong. So I have the rules to that I'll be doing. I have ways to drink wine while watching Tony Parker's Netflix doc. I have stuff like that. Go look at the murals downtown. There's going to be kind of like a local list on some of them, but the others anybody can do. I'll be sharing that on Spurn the day before because I feel like it's a big deal. We're never going to have a day that is 9/20/21 ever again. So
I know.
Yeah, and so I'm going to be celebrating it, and it's going to be a Monday. So I don't know about getting smashed or anything, but at least doing one or two of those things, I think, in honor of the Big 3 would be cool. Hopefully, they make some kind of declaration. Somebody in the city, or something. But if not, I'm going to be celebrating on Twitter, so everybody join along as you can.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go out and drive around and trying to find as many of the Big 3 murals as I can. I know there's a couple up here, so I'll take some pictures and whatnot and probably share those on social media. But beyond that, there's tons of videos that we can always look at to kind of reminisce about the golden era that was San Antonio Spurs basketball with the big three on 9/20/21.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's going to be a lot of tribute videos and whatnot. I'm sure the San Antonio Spurs will release something special that in that particular day. So I'm hoping that we will as
Hopefully
well.
so.
Yeah. So how are you going to
Yeah.
celebrate?
Let me see if this actually shows up. This is kind of my idea for. Just let it clear up a little bit. So you set up your cups that way, so it makes a little Spur logo, and
I
you do that on
see
each
that.
side.
That's so cool.
My friend came up with that idea. I had a different idea where you have to bank the shots in, kind of like Tim, but that ended up being too hard.
Yeah, that's really hard.
So I do have a setup where you kind of just do both. You do it on both sides. You have the Spur on both sides.
That's so cool.
And yeah, you just play it that way. I'll have like more rules on that on Spurned, but that's just one way you can celebrate. Also drink.
True.
And also drink.
And also drink. So Vicky, how are you going to celebrate 9/20/21? You're going to do anything special?
Oh gosh, I don't know. I'm actually going to be on vacation at that time.
That's perfect.
But I know, so I can definitely celebrate, have some drinks, maybe not play the pong
wear your
game
jersey
yet,
on the beach.
Yeah, wear a Spurs thing.
Yes,
Represent wherever you are.
I'm gonna have to take all three of them. Each of my big three guys.
Yeah. Maybe you could wear it'd be cool if you had a jersey that had like a number on the front, and number on the back, and then you have the hubby wear one jersey with one number on it.
They should make those. Like 9, 20, and then Tim Duncan.
Just wear all three.
Yeah.
Every couple hours. Yeah, here's the next one.
Well, here's a thought. You could go ahead and wear one jersey of your favorite player, right? And then write the other numbers in the sand,
Aww.
That's sweet, Joe.
I can't choose my favorite between them.
You're like, I love them all.
I do. They're like my children.
Yeah.
Draw them in the sand. I want to see that. That would be something.
That would be fun. It won't look like I imagine in my head.
It'll look just stick figures with the jersey. That's like, that was it that Microsoft Paint 21, 9, 20.
Oh my gosh.
There you go.
Maybe I'll do that.
You could do that,
Yeah.
So it's a special day for everybody. I'm sure everybody's going to wind up doing something. Hopefully the city decides to do something. I know they did something in the past for Tim Duncan Day. They had a banner hanged up over there by City Hall. So I don't know if they'll do anything for 9/20/21. I haven't heard anything, but the week's not over yet. So
I think last year they did too on 9/21/20. I think they did.
Well, this one,
I never thought that was also a thing.
I feel like they did, or somebody did something.
It was probably Josh.
Maybe.
I just learned that was a date last year.
That was a date.
Well, Josh has so many dogs, he could just like put little jerseys on all of them.
Yes.
Oh yeah. I have my smaller dog is getting bigger. My wife is actually from Philly, so she had an Eagles jersey for him, and he's too big for it now. So he might be in the market for a Spurs jersey now.
Wow, there you go. He's getting big enough. He gets big enough. You could put a saddle on him. She can ride him to work.
No, that's my other dog. He's already big.
All right. So, Josh, we have something to talk about here before we go ahead and bring this to a close. Your relaunch of San Antonio Spurs is going to be happening this Saturday. So give us the details.
Yeah, this Saturday between 3 and 6 p.m. at the Block. I'm going to be there. Just whoever wants to stop by at any time, you can come have a drink. We can talk Spurs. We can talk about the site or whatever you guys want to talk about. I'm going to have some shirts like this out there. I have one for you, Joe. I have a couple of others for, the first few people that get there. I have some pins and stickers and stuff. But the idea is just to kind of have fun and talk to other Spurs fans. I haven't been able to really interact with a lot of, people on Twitter and Spurs community since I've started doing all these things. So this is like my first major thing, and I'm hoping to at least get a few out there. And, there's a lot of good food trucks, a lot of drink specials there. So just stop by anytime. And then the next day I'll be starting my articles. I'll have a few in a row for the next few days after that. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot of fun. I've been to the Block before and I liked it. It's a nice chill spot.
Yeah, it's like really close to me too. So it's like I literally can just walk over there. So it's perfect. I can drink a good amount and be safe walking back. But I won't. It's during the day, so I won't.
You can stumble back home. You can stumble back home.
Yeah, SanAntonioSperms.com, by the way, is the site that I'll be writing stuff for more frequently beginning Sunday, and Saturday will be kind of the ribbon cutting, but not physically, but it will just be the unofficial opening of the relaunch. So
yeah,
it's going to be a lot of fun.
Ribbon cutting.
I got a lot of things going on Saturday. I'm going to try to make the UTSA tailgate for a little bit, then try to jump in the car, head on over to Josh, and then I know it's our good friend Adriana's birthday as well, celebration. So we got a lot of things to do, and then I got to do a wedding the day after that. I got to live stream a wedding, so I got to wake up at 7:30, so I can't stay up too late. But busy day.
Wait, you're live streaming a wedding?
Yeah, the people who are getting married, they can't have all their family there because of COVID. So I have to live stream it. That way they can include all their family members that couldn't make it.
Yeah. Well, that's nice.
Yep.
That's cool.
But 7:30 in the morning, I'm like, whew.
Yeah.
The wedding is at 7:30?
Yep, 7:30. It's at
I wouldn't even ever make my own wedding if I
I don't know. I'm just doing it.
So early.
Is your family in like the UK or something?
I don't know, but I can't have I can't be partying too hard because I got to wake up super early, you know? Just a couple. It's going to be a 2-beer night for me.
We'll save one for the afternoon also.
Right. We got to do one in honor of Vicky because she's not going to be there.
Yes. Pour one out for me. Just kidding.
Josh is like, I didn't throw nothing out. Nothing goes to waste.
Okay, drink one. Drink one for me.
I'll do that.
There you go. So as we go ahead and start bringing this to a close, we're going to go ahead and give you all an opportunity to go ahead and tell the peeps where they can follow you on social media. We'll start with you, Josh, as I am showing it right here. If you want to follow Josh, make sure you go and check him out on Twitter at Josh810. And as you can see, it's on the screen there. Same thing with Vicky. If you want to go ahead
down here.
Yeah, you can see it right there. And if you want to go ahead and follow Becky Hammon, you can follow Vicky at the Vicky Vix on Twitter, as you can see right there. And they just had a NASCAR. I saw a NASCAR event that they had on earlier in the week. I think it was last week that I saw it, and it was pretty cool. I actually paid attention and watched it because I'm like, let me see what Vicky and everybody else is getting into here.
I don't watch NASCAR though.
No, it wasn't NASCAR. I meant Formula One.
Okay, Formula One. Yes,
One.
And
I was waiting for that.
IndyCar. There's a racer who's actually, well, he's from Mexico, but he lives in San Antonio, and it's pretty cool. He's one of the best.
Yeah. So I see the appeal. I saw the appeal. I see why you all like it so much. Yeah, I'm starting to get into it.
You have a convert.
Yeah. Woohoo!
So you can also have an F1 hat next week.
Right. A helmet. I'm going to do the show in my helmet.
Yeah.
If I do the show in the helmet, we're going to have to get one for Vicky too.
Yes. I'll take one Red Bull.
Right. There you go. And then we get one for Josh.
Yeah.
I'll take any free stuff.
Oh, there you go. Well, yours is going to be made out of cardboard, so it'll be all right. All of ours are going to be made out of cardboard. All of them. So you can follow me at Two Shots Podcast. And it's like you can see, it's right down here somewhere. It says Two Shots Podcast, all spelled out TWO, Two Shots Podcast. And we can talk about San Antonio Spurs basketball, anything going on in the world of sports. So for Josh Paredes and the Vicky Vix, I'm Joe Garcia. Thank you all for watching another episode of the Spurs Rewind. And like we always say, spread the love, stop the hate, and be kind. We're out. Peace.